Welcome to Assumptions About Doctors. We have Chris Bernard here.
Hello.
Chris Bernard is an orthopedic surgeon in the making, about to graduate residency, about to head on to fellowship. We've been at this road a long time. Here he is in the flesh. Loves his kids, loves his wife. Let's get going. First question. Are orthopedic surgeons all bros, former athletes? Do you have to be physically strong to be in orthopedics?
Those things definitely are not necessarily true. Probably about 75 to 80% of males, a lot of which are, former athletes and, bros per se. Admissions are somewhat changing in regards to what they're looking for in terms of an orthopedic surgeon. You don't have to be, the strongest person in the world, but I think it's definitely a potential attribute.
How many girls are in your residency program currently? Sorry.
3
3.
out of 20.
That is not good statistics. Doctor wives carry the load. Let's hear it.
I would say I think it depends on the home environment. Certainly in our situation, I would say my wife is instrumental in caring for our child and taking care of a lot of the home stuff. But I think home environment's different, and it depends on what your wife does, what the husband does. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? So I think there's a lot of factors that play into it. But yes, I will give my wife a lot of credit.
I submitted that question. You're the one everyone calls in the family. Everyone in the family calls for medical advice.
In general, that's pretty accurate.
It's pretty accurate.
I'm the only one in my family that's in medicine, so I'd say in general they end up calling me. Other times, ask.
7 years
ask the
later,
wife,
starting to call me about things.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. You get your fare of conjunctivitis, I guess, in orthopedics. Are you miserable in work, during work, and then you have no life outside of work?
Now that I'm off of primary call, life has certainly gotten better from that standpoint. Some light at the end of the tunnel. Once you become more of a senior resident, you can shift to backup call.
How was it being on primary call and having your first baby?
It was certainly challenging.
Rough.
Trying to. We were also on some unique circumstances with losing a resident, making the call burden a little bit harder at the time.
Rough. Final question in our interview today. Let us know if you want a part 2. Do the orthopedic surgeons make the money? Are you in it just for the money?
Definitely not in it just for the money. If I was wanting to do this solely for the money, I wouldn't have put myself through decades of training and learning and, going on the grind for so many years, missing out pretty much on most of my 20s and into my early 30s now.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
When Blair was like, she's 2, she's like, I want to be a doctor. We both looked at each other and go, oh no,
Maybe not.
We messed up. Continue.
I could have done a lot of other things to make a lot of money and have a much better lifestyle. In terms of medical specialties, they're one of the higher earning specialties, like cardiothoracic surgery and probably neurosurgery, maybe a little bit higher. Dermatology, plastics also might be a little bit higher than us. You also have to look at the years of training and the hours of training that were put into it, and also the revenue that we're generating for the hospital. If orthopedic surgeons are consistently, in the top 2 to 3 in terms of the revenue that they generate for the hospital.
There's a good debt to income ratio when you think about your medical school debt, which, by the way, is sitting at $325,000 and raking up this exact second.
I mean, of the medical specialties, yeah.
I know we're not raking in the money, so we will return with this information later on. When are you done? It's been a long road. Too long. It's been 10 years already.